Okay, welcome. Mark coming to you from Baker's Green Acres. Today's the 12th of May, 2026. Kind of a cold day. It's like 40. But I got something to show you. I think this is pretty interesting. I'm excited to do this. I've been working my way up to it for a while, and today's the day. So I got a couple components here. This is a bladder out of an IBC tote. IBC tote. I don't know what that stands for exactly right now, but that is a 300-gallon bladder. Normally they have a cage around them. This one, I'm using the cage for something else. But this bladder had something in it. It had what they call tit dip, and it's a wash for cows before you milk them. And so it's not something that I'm worried about. You know, I'm going to flush it out the best I can. But this water is not going to be used for making tea or anything like that. And a lot of water will go through this bladder. So, if it works the way I want it to work. The other component is this pile right here. That's a compost pile. This pile is created by collecting up the manure and bedding from our milking operation. So when we're milking in the morning, the cows manure and they urinate, and we bed that area with wood chips and straw, and take it out of there once a week or so, and that's about a week's worth right there. And then I've been piling it right here, and I'm piling it right here because the butcher shop is here, and one of the things that we get from the butcher shop is feathers. And here's a little bit of feathers, and you can see they just sit there, and then when the wind comes up, it blows them all over the place. So the best thing to do is get them stuck right into the pile as quickly as possible when they're wet, and then they go away. So I stuck Jill's thermometer in here. I'm not sure she's going to be thrilled with that, but and you can see, if you can read that, I'm reading 158 degrees, and I'm only in about 6 inches. All right, so this baby is making some heat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bladder, I'm going to adapt up the inlet here. This is the bottom. So I'm going to adapt that up to a hose fitting, just a standard garden hose. That'll be placed just like that, and then adapt up the top for another hose fitting. So we'll have an inlet to the bottom. We'll have, just system pressure to the bottom. And once this is completely full, it'll sit there. It'll be quite a bit of weight, 300 gallons at, whatever water is, 8 pounds a gallon. So it's going to be pretty heavy, and it'll be sitting here. And then I'm going to take this pile and I'm going to surround it. So at this point, whoa, I didn't mean to do that. Oh boy. How do you make it go back? Okay. So at this point, I don't know if that's full of water, if the bladder itself will support the weight of the water. I don't know. But I have 2 of them, so I'm going to try it and see if it holds it. The last time I did this, I had the cage on it, and that was good because the cage protects the bladder, but I don't have a cage available right now. And if I need to, I'll sacrifice one of my cages to do that. But at this point, I want to see if I can do it with just the bladder. If it fails, and I'll use the other one. So I'll have that completely surrounded with this compost at 158 degrees. And I'm thinking, my theory at this point, now I know it will happen, because I did do this once before, many years ago, that the water will, heat is going to go in the direction of least resistance. So I believe it will go into the water, and the water will take on the heat. And then as we put water in the bottom, cold water, warm water will come out the top. Because if you don't know this, heat rises. So you come here for information. I got information. Heat rises. So we'll be getting maybe 158 degree water out the top of that. Now the question is, how much and how long can we sustain that? Will it wear the pile down and the pile stop working if we take too much heat out? This is what we're going to find out. But I believe that if I continue to feed the pile, and I got to take that manure out of there anyway, and I got to dispose of feathers anyway. If we can continue to feed this pile throughout the summer, can we take 158 degree water out of there, and how much can we take up, Maybe I'll put a hot tub down here. I don't know. What could you do with that much hot water? You could do a lot of stuff with it. So I want to show you something here. Normally what I do is I'll part the pile with the loader bucket. I'll pull it back and then dump the fresh manure in there. And you're going to see when I break this open, because it's a little bit cool this morning, just a plume of steam come out of there, and it'll give you some idea. It's really dramatic. I love doing this. I was talking to a friend about this yesterday, and I said, I don't know, there's just something about this that stirs that childlike intrigue that in adult life sometimes we just don't have that, like, oh, cool, right? But every time I do this, I get a charge out of it. That, childlike intrigue, that magic that you feel when you're a kid and you see something that seems cool. It could be anything, it could be a creek or a water wheel, or, I don't know, a hot rod car or a pretty girl, that childlike intrigue. I wonder what's under there, So I'm going to show you that right now. You're going to have to excuse the noise a little bit from the loader. Oh, it's a good morning. Good. Feeling good. All right. Let me turn this around. Okay. Going to have to switch hands here for you. When I say I'm going to part the pile, I just tip the bucket so it cuts into it, and then hit reverse and back it up. And there it is, Mount St. Helens. See that steam coming out of there. I thought it was going to be more dramatic than that. The other day when I did it, it was way better. Let me get another angle on it. It's going to go a little deeper. It's a little bit froggy when you only got one hand to operate the tractor. When I'm doing this, it aerates the pile. The pile can get bound, I would call it. It gets bound with so much gas. There we go. when you pick it up like this, and then you dump it over, you get a lot of air in it. And it really activates it. Whoa. What is that screen? Let me try that again. And I want to get at the base of the pile so I'm where it's the hottest. So all night long while I was resting, this pile was doing its thing. It was working. All the little microbiological entities that live in there, they were all going to it. Yeah, it's good enough, I think. So the next time you see this, I will have done the adaptation for the water lines. I'll have that done, and I'll have the bladder surrounded with this hot compost. Now, one of the challenges is that you have to continue to aerate the pile, or it just binds. It just doesn't work as good as it can. And I've found with these bladders, you can pull up to them with the loader and you can pick the material up and you can dump it right back down. You can kind of feel the bladder with the front of the loader. And without the cage on there, it might be a different story, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay. So the next time I come back to you, I got some running around to do today, so I'll see if I can get those adapter fittings for that and get this thing flushed out and filled. I'm going to fill it out here before I surround it, and then I'll get a good idea of if it's going to support the weight of all that water in it. I don't know. I've not tried that before, but I will. The other day I was talking to a friend yesterday, and she said, yeah, it's cool on your videos that you show the failures. I don't really think there is such thing as a failure. Maybe if it failed once and then you do it the same way again, that's a failure. But, I don't know of any data that I can go to and find out, like, will this thing hold? So if it does fail and it bursts, I'll show that to you. And that's not really a failure. It's just data collection at that point. So those are the components right there. If I can pump 150 degree water out of there, which I'm pretty sure I can. The last time we did this was many years ago, and I had one of these things, but it had some really stinky product in it. It wasn't placarded, and I did it just for an experiment, and the water came out at 140. And we ran it into a trough, and just to demonstrate, I thought, I'm going to get in that. No, 140 is way too hot to get into. It's funny how you don't really know the temperatures of things until you start fooling around with it. But like coming out of the tap in most houses, it can be like 115, 120. And that's a little tough to get in. I think a hot tub is about 105. And even sometimes that can be a little tough to get into. So we'll see. One more look at this. I'm impressed with the way this is. Wow, it is that cold. This is steaming. I can tell you something. At 158 degrees, which I showed you with the thermometer, if you put your hand in this, you pull it out. It's that hot. is a plastic string that's not going to compost, and you can see there's a little biochar on the top. So this piece of biochar, I don't know if we could see, if we put it under a microscope, I don't know if you can see bacteria under a microscope, I really don't know. But we would see this is just a full apartment full of bacteria and nematodes and all them other good things that make this pile steam. This is the digestion process that's going on here. And if I'm downwind of this steam right now, and it actually has a good smell to it. And this is manure. It's manure and urine and bedding material, feathers, but it actually smells good. Now I have my knee set down in there, and it's too hot. I have to move it. Yeah, it's a cool process. I think sometimes we just say, oh, composting. But there's a lot more going on there than meets the eye. You know, when we kind of shut the process off at, well, I'm composting. Well, what's really going on there? And, you know, why don't we think more about it? Why don't we do more with it? You know, so this is going to be the process of doing more with it, and we'll see how it goes. But I know we'll discover some things along the way. All right, anyone can farm.